I know that earlier this week you made a YouTube video that I saw got a lot of traction, just talking about the state of bot lane mages, talking about the state of why AD carries aren't very happy. I know that support Camille has been a big point of contention in the community recently because of how much she can throw a wrench.
Crab fight in this one. Blabber just able to take it. I'd say it's been an interesting early game to watch because it feels like Vulcan has just never been in lane, but he hasn't made anything largely positive happen yet, and Tactical hasn't been heavily punished yet as he continues to pressure XU.
Okay, Vulcan does find a quick hookshot stun onto XU there, just trying to harass him as he takes
the waiting room tomorrow, but here we got Grubbies, could have a big fight.
Okay, XU has already started up grub number 1, but C9 is sending multiple men to the battlefield. See what they might be able to find here. XU tries to get over the wall, but a Realm Warp is coming in. XU has already used his escape mechanisms, gets kicked over the wall, however, so Blabber sends XU away. Both junglers survive with about 400 HP to speak of. Blabber with a flashback over the wall. Now Vulcan's in danger. Cullen coming out. First blood over to Palafox, deals him a losing hand, and Dignitas do a great job responding to C9 in their faces, coming out on top in the trade, taking a kill. Now they're going to go back for the grubs. FBI's got to be a little bit careful here against Thanatos, but it's Denethor making his way up into the top lane. Thanatos has already used the Valk to get away. Denethor gets the wall up. Meganar back into the wall, hits him with a boulder toss. However, they don't have enough damage to secure the kill. They will at least get the flash back out of Thanatos. XU, FBI, all approaching. Not particularly swiftly. Loki's going to make his way over here on the rise now as well. Cozy Campfire already been used. Vulcan diving in here with a hook shot. Tries to go in after FBI, who is fighting back. Vulcan gets bursted down first. FBI still staying alive for now. Slowly burning away, but he stays alive. Flashing out from Thanatos, but Loki ends up getting the kill. Now XU's going to be picked up. C9 have grabbed themselves a couple of kills, but they did lose Vulcan. It's a 2-1 trade going Cloud9's way as Denethor gets a max range boomerang here with a tactical. Looking to chase that Cloud9 AD carry down even further. Dignitas now stepping forward with Palafox and Ignar together. Palafox going to go ahead complete his quest in the middle of the scuffle. Blabber down to 400 HP, trying to get himself away. Whoa. There's Denethor going in for the Meganar into the wall up. A little bit more damage onto Thanatos. Ain't quite going to find him, and now Denethor's got to be careful. Palafox looking for the gold card. Finds it onto Blabber. Wild cards fly out, and he finds another kill. Now Ignar's going to try to get away, but Tactical fires off a true shot barrage that goes a little wide. Palafox is trapped in Rune Prison, and it's a life sentence. Loki goes on a killing spree. Cloud9's up 4-3. Is the difference between feeling really good about a play and feeling like it was all right, I guess. Denethor now under pressure, 1 versus 3. How does he navigate these situations? Goes for the wall up onto the wave, but no, sir. Not enough damage just yet. Does get one back eventually, though. That standings in EXP. The exception is the top lane, where Thanatos is a level and change above Denethor here with his Corki, as now danger in the bottom lane for Palafox is likely to be yet another kill. It's another death for Vulcan, but he does not care.
So suddenly, they're up like 2,000 gold because they were getting plates and turrets off of those dives as well. And suddenly they're in like a really good mid-game state. Team is the team with Twisted Fate, who's then not as good in front-to-back fights. So I think the front-to-back fights end up being pretty even. As Loki's very strong.
Yeah, Loki's strong. XU already lost half HP here, and he might lose even more. Last overload doesn't quite find him. Blabber jumps back over the wall, trying to get himself away. However, the immediate disengage with the Dragon's Rage. Blabber rejoins the rest of C9. And now they will head right back into that Herald pit yet again. 18 minutes on the clock, and Herald's still not taken. Pretty late timer overall, to be quite honest, as Denethor and Palafox are going to step up. Vulcan goes in. Denethor taken very low. He has no Narbar. XU's in the middle of everybody, but he just immediately dies. The Hextech ultimatum traps him inside as Thanatos makes his way forward, but is immediately stopped there with a gold card. C9, the Dragon still available to fight for. And so once more, Dignitas are in the spot where it's like, okay, do we really want to fight for this? And the answer is probably no, as the bottom lane tier 1 also knocked down by Loki as he continues pushing forward.
Yeah, he's going to be completing his Seraphs soon as well. Actualizer will likely be item 3, so Loki's starting to take control of the side waves here. Dignitas, I think, has no business contesting this Drake, but Thanatos goes in.
Yeah, because remember, FBI had already used his flash earlier to force the flash out of Tactical. You had mentioned it. So they see the opportunity. Thanatos goes in, tries to full send after FBI. That last rocket doesn't hit him, so FBI stays alive thanks to his barrier. But C9 continues trying to keep the pressure on Dignitas here. They're going to immediately summon up the Rift Herald in mid lane. The charge plus the extra damage from Ezreal alongside Lee Sin will get this thing very low. might not be able to finish it off here entirely just yet, as XU is around.
Or just Vulcan sacrificing his life over and over again ended up being very positive for them overall.
And I feel like that's something that we see a lot, particularly when we play against, okay, never mind, hold on, we don't have
Loki,
time for that. Loki getting dove on here. The burst into the Cloud9 mid laner is good. Shutdown credit over to XU as Dignitas.
So XU trying to keep the team a little bit calm there. It was after a winning fight, but it was actually FBI who created that play in the first place.
But I don't really think it's the play, as Tactical eats a lot of damage there from the culling. Does have to use his flash to get away, but now Vulcan may be the sacrifice instead. No! C9 with a beautiful job, turning it right back around onto X. Potential you have kind of skyrockets once you have the item, so that might be the opportunity that Dignitas is waiting on to start making some plays.
Side of C9, so whoever you gold card, as long as you don't hard commit.
And there it is, Flash gold card coming out. They're going after Tactical, but the follow-up damage isn't there. Vulcan's doing a great job body blocking, but no, Tactical does finally die. Vulcan going to be your next target now as XU flashes over the wall, keeping himself alive at the same time. Palafox does die on the Dignitas side. Denethor moving forward, goes in for Loki. Meganar with a wall of follow-up. That Seraph's Embrace isn't going to matter. The sweet embrace of the fountain is all that awaits the mid laner for C9. Dignitas, I said, is rapid fire cannon going to be what does it, and sure enough, it is. Palafox with the flash engage, the rest of the team ready to follow up, and Dig get a pretty big win.
Back to fight again.
Yeah, I think Baron's probably scary with XU being as low as he was and Blabber being there like you're saying. Denethor, though, also in a scary spot. About to go Mega. Needs a little bit more time. Wallop immediately into the Meganar, putting a lot of damage into Blabber, but as soon as Thanatos arrives, any hope dies. C9 finally get that, but I'm going to call that an auto attack.
I mean, if you want to have an impact in the game as a top laner, the game generally has to be close, and then you can take over as Palafox gets hit.
Oh, yeah, Vulcan immediately diving in. The Twisted Fate is long gone. Nice engage coming out there from C9, but Dignitas want to get something back. Nice Cataclysm into the Meganar onto Loki. They take out the enemy mid laner, but now Vulcan's going to try to get himself away. FBI has been killed, and Dignitas is nothing but a graveyard. XU may have gotten a double kill, but he's lost every man that stood beside him. Thanatos, Tactical, and Blabber all still alive here on the map. Thanatos going to take the TP down into bottom lane to make a second point of pressure as Tactical pushes the tier 2 over in mid. C9 looking to take multiple objectives for this victory. There is 10 seconds on the clock until the Ocean Soul spawns. Nobody on Dignitas should be alive for this one.
I got the push. I want to play mid wave, and if they go bot side, we play Baron. Just trust me, okay?
I want to base with Lee in there.
Yeah, we're basing now, and when they go mid Baron, Drake, we ultimate Baron.
Sure.
I can flash on TF, guys.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Fighting.
Nice, coming.
One shot.
Me and Ezra a bit far. Kite back. Me and Ezra a bit far.
Yeah. Look me.
I'm looking.
Look, flash. It's good fight. It's good fight. No flash.
Yeah, I'm looking. Lucian. Yeah, I'm looking.
You can see them trying to make the plan right there, and then Vulcan with the decisive engage, and it's such good timing for C9 on that.
They chunk somebody down by about half, maybe 2/3 of their health. That doesn't matter anymore now that you have the Ocean Soul, as Ignar is trapped inside the Hextech ultimatum. Blabber goes in ready to follow it up. Loki's in the middle of everybody, and Loki dies again. This Rise positioning is not what C9 wants it to be. FBI and Dignitas doing a beautiful job fighting back as XU occupies Tactical off to the side. Loki's Rise has a death wish this game, and Dignitas are happy to grant it.
But on top of that, Thanatos also got CC locked, so 2 of the 3 main carries get blown up in this fight, and now Vulcan and Tactical are going to try and save this Baron by themselves.
They're trying to do it. XU has Guardian Angel, so even if they try to pop the Jarvan, that's not full loss of the smite for the Dignitas side. C9 know they won't be able to do anything about this, and Dignitas... And they're going to push up as a unit down here in the bottom lane. Palafox is the one split from everybody else. Realm Warp coming in. Loki trying to bring only Blabber this time. Blabber goes for the kick, finds it onto FBI. The Lucian staying alive for now. Vulcan tries to chase him down, but no, FBI goes on a rampage. The Realm Warps for C9 have been a disaster. Denethor goes in on top of everybody, and C9 may just die. All 5 are gone. Dignitas get the ace.
It's a 5 for 3, and they still have Baron. 33 seconds on Blabber's Lee Sin, 22 seconds on the Camille. I don't think they're going to be able to end. What a re-engage there by Denethor on Gnar to make this one happen. And Blabber is just way ahead of the team again.
Yeah, it's a Realm Warp. It looks like multiple C9 players are going to take the Realm Warp, go for the big engage, but only Blabber goes through.
12% win rate. in 7 games.
Wowee.
Surprising, right?
Yeah. I would.
Less surprising while watching this game unfold, but surprising based off of what we'd expect.
Angry, get him puking towards C9's direction. As there's your Twisted Fate ulti, Palafox. He sees C9, everybody all grouped up together. Another Realm Warp's coming in now. It's Blabber going into the back line. Thanatos just dies. These Realm Warps are terrible. Cloud9 have sent themselves into the maw of death time and time and time again. And their chances have finally run out. Dignitas with the punish. They wait for Cloud9 to give them the game, and they accept with arms wide open. Dig with the 5-man push towards the enemy Nexus. These Nexus turrets are not going to do anything to defend. Nobody will be able to help Blabber, and Tactical hold on with this one. Dignitas are just padding their stats at this point. Blabber, he's got the Guardian Angel. He's trying to waste their time. He's not gonna succeed. Dig start this series 1-0.
I am flabbergasted by the ending of this game. It's 83 degrees here in Santa Monica.
As we see the final.
And it's interesting, because if there's,
Okay.
Silas, so it's going to be Loki Silas pick. This is going to be so fun watching the Akali versus Silas matchup, and specifically, I think watching Palafox's Akali, especially when he sees the Ziggs, this is something that he oftentimes will look
Interesting thing
towards.
to talk about with Denethor specifically, because yeah, the individual gold lead for Thanatos was massive in that game. Plus like, what, 3,000, 4,000, something similar to that. But for Denethor, a guy who at the beginning of the day here, you were talking about his nerves in week 1 were so engaged, I guess we'll call them, that he accidentally made the wrong purchases. Hold on here in the bottom lane. We got Vulcan taking a little bit of damage, but he's leading the charge at the same time. As soon as Blabber shows up, FBI is troll food, and Blabber's taking the first blood.
And they give the kill over to Blabber as well. They had kind of any option to give it to Tactical or Blabber, but he made the journey there. Let's reward the jungle for coming
able
here.
to make an impact on things. And it looks like we do have everything resolved. League Ops did confirm that Vulcan's mouse had a problem with it, but they were able to plug it in directly, and now it is working A-OK. So back to live. The other thing that we haven't really talked about yet that I always pay attention to whenever Silas is in the game is what can Silas steal? Because this champion's value is far different depending on what type of ultimates he has. Yeah. And I feel like Xin ultimate is normally very strong. Loki's got to try to get away here. Did steal away the perfect execution. Palafox goes in for the 5-point strike. I don't even have friend. Off to a good start here in the mid lane.
We're in a heat wave. Palafox summer.
Vulcan, quick damage onto FBI there, but Ignar tries to turn it right back around onto Tactical. Vulcan eating even more damage as he's caught in the very edge of the gravity field. Vulcan flashing away, staying safe for now. Tactical with the Mega Inferno Bomb unlocked, but XU's making his way down to the bottom lane here at the same time. Tactical grabs the kill. XU moving forward. FBI's got to be careful. Blabber is also here. XU with the flash over the wall. Wind becomes lightning as FBI continues his escape, but he's caught by Loki. Now XU wants to get all the way out. Blabber keeps chasing. You get enough time to just burn one of them down with your general kit without a smite. Okay, never mind. We're just going to smite that one down instead. Take it away. Leave and allow C9 to potentially take the other two. Nice crescent guard there. Going to protect him from the Mega Inferno Bomb coming out from Tactical as FBI tries to move forward here with the Arcane Storm, but XU's already been killed by Thanatos, who's made his way down into the fight. Denethor wants to try to heal up in the middle of everybody, but Palafox assassinates Tactical on the very back end of things near the enemy chickens. Now Thanatos in a 1v3, but he's got backup coming in behind him. Denethor with the Q2 over the wall. Vulcan tries to get away. He's down to 50 HP, but Vulcan survives. Thanatos chases FBI as the stolen solar flare hits like an orbital laser, and Denethor is erased. C9 with a 5-3 kill advantage as Dignitas barely misses out on one.
What an interesting fight right there. XU lived for so long at the start of it, and then I'd say Palafox kind of abandoned the team. He went to Narnia to pick up that first kill on his own Akali, and it left the rest of the team in a 3 versus 4. We'll see how that pays out for him because he did secure the kill for himself if he wants to snowball the rest of the game. But I think it ultimately could have turned the fight in Dignitas' favor if he was
negative overall resistance value. Definitely not a fun place to be for a champion that's got to be on the front lines. As Ignar with a Hex Flash forward. Not going to find anything here immediately as the Infernal Drake has already been secured by Blabber. Palafox in some danger, hiding in the smoke for now. XU's going to be targeted by that Trundle. Vulcan very low on HP as they try to fly in and grab a kill, but no, it's Palafox down already. XU's about to die second. C9's already got 2 kills, and they want to make it more. FBI trying to get himself away. Tactical still on the chase. Ignar shows his face here in the top side brush. Loki's just going to go ahead and step back. XU also making his way up towards the top side. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Denethor going to be forced away yet again. Blabber, Thanatos. Ignar's also coming down. Thanatos goes in for the dive here with the public execution. Denethor low, and he cannot survive long enough. Now, FBI and Palafox both showing up here at the same time as Thanatos will die. Make it a 1-for-1 so far. Blabber trying to get himself away. Nautilus ulti for the defense means that Palafox has to retreat all the way back. So it's a 1-for-1 trade on kills, but C9 get multiple teleports out of Dignitas as well as taking the turret for themselves.
That's the big investment when you try and pull off one of those double TP plays. When two people teleport on the same target, even though there is a restart of the teleport animation, it's very hard to read, so you usually surprise people with it, but they still lose the turret, lose the 1-for-1, and now Loki trying to make something special happen.
Yeah, they want to make this play work, but the problem is right here, Loki is able to go in and grab the kill on Palafox. This is what I was seeing the entire time. He has the stolen perfect execution. Loki's still staying alive for now, too. Does finally get shut down by FBI, but you can see even one so far on the Sylas looking good as Dignitas will begin the Rift Herald. They've almost got the Rift Herald ended already, so they can secure that one for themselves. So to base, hoping you're still alive.
They might try and take the Herald in, but it seems ambitious.
Battle Herald summoned up. XU ready to drive it.
Turn.
Oh, and it just immediately hits a big old stinking traffic cone. Nice job there from C9 as Thanatos jumps into the back line, going for everybody. Potential flash away coming out from Vulcan, but a nice solar flare locks him up. It's already a 1-for-0 going the way of Dignitas, but they got to be careful. Ignar's going to be taken out here as Tactical tries to flash over the wall, but he does die. Loki under pressure. XU finding plenty of damage onto that one. Thanatos and Blabber still looking to fight here with the 2v3. Thanatos is low, but Denethor's not finding the damage he needs just yet. Q3 with the flash finds the sweet spot as FBI kites and fights Blabber, trying to get enough distance here with the power siphon. Denethor coming up, the World Ender. He gets the Q1, he gets the Q2, and he saves FBI. Over the C9, which when we're already talking about melee compositions, melee heavy comps, constantly dealing with the slow from the man, it is absolutely where it needs to be if Dignitas want to be able to bring this one back. C9 still up, 2,500 gold. Denethor is your target. Tries to get over the wall here with the humble dash, staying alive for now, but Loki jumps over and follows him. Denethor is already down. Dignitas trapped in a 4v5. Make it items, sadly, but he does at least get the ashes to throw in there, so a little bit of extra dot power. Immediately Vulcan going in for a big burst of damage. Palafox is dead! Oh, the soul fight is over before it even begins. Stolen solar flare coming out from Loki finds its way onto Ignar. C9 with a 5v4 man advantage. Denethor can't get anything off to the side. Palafox in the wrong place at the wrong time, immediately punished. C9 are loving this.
That's the worst thing that could happen. The reason they were able to win some of these other fights was Palafox getting access to Tactical. Just getting hooked and one-shot before this makes this Drake uncontestable.
That might just be the hero play of the game from Vulcan.
The last series win for Dignitas, 174 days ago. They could win this game and break it. C9's streak was broken yesterday, or sorry, last week against TL. As Loki, he might just win this.
Yeah, Loki stays alive long enough with his drain tanking, and now he's got the backup coming in. A little bit more damage might be able to take him out, and yes, Dignitas at least secure the kill, but now they got to be careful because Thanatos is making his way down to the bottom lane as well. Vulcan right behind him. Denethor will be left to the Wolves as it ultimately settles with a 1-for-1 trade down here in the bot lane. Bloodbath on the Victor, but he is the only one on his team at a 3 full item power spike. Palafox still struggling.
Last time we built up a Drake fight, Palafox got hooked in one shot.
Right.
Let's hope we see more of a battle this time.
Let's see what we get.
Uh-oh.
C9 has Guardian Angel on Thanatos here as well. They've got that Seekers, like you already said, there on Loki. Ignar gets caught by the dredge line. C9, however, do not want to engage on enemy Leona. Guardian Angel also available on XU, but there's no get out of jail free card for anybody else on the Dignitas side. C9 going in, a little bit of burst of damage here into Ignar and XU both. Down to half HP on those frontliners. Dignitas also losing half the health on Denethor as well as the Crescent Guard on XU. Public execution does not find a target thanks to the flash from Dignitas. Solar Flare only gets a slow, no stun to be found. Dredgeline lollipops and pulls Ignar back. Blabber takes a bite out of him. Now FBI's got to be careful. Depth charge onto the enemy carry, and he's already down. Blabber goes on a killing spree. Palafox into the back line, but he only dies. Dignitas is absolutely crushed. Ignar will be the only one to get away. XU loses his Guardian Angel for nothing, and with only Leona left alive with 35 seconds on the nearest respawning Dignitas player. The Elder Dragon is not required. C9's gonna march it down bot.
Beautiful patience by C9 in that fight, knowing that the Hex Soul poke from Ziggs was just going to be immaculate. They just whittled them down and engaged at the right timing. C9 is not going to get swept by Dignitas today.
C9's going to bring us to a third game, and for Dignitas, it's shades of week one. A tough game one that they make the comeback in. Then in game number 2, they cannot keep up. It's C9 tying us up, taking us to game 3.
Can't be too excited after that one.
Very good too.
I'd love the Swain.
I feel like Swain is actually really good here.
Callista,
Yeah.
especially.
Lock in the Anivia, baby.
Yeah.
I think you have such a good range composition. They cannot walk into you. I really do not like C9's low range composition. But yeah, well, I mean, I think
Dive. This is
Yeah.
a barriered Jhin
This is
trying to leave.
FBI all on his lonesome. Vulcan's got Blabber right behind him here. The Vault Breaker's already found the target. And FBI, he's not going to spend either one of the summoner spells. He knows he's dead in that situation.
Yeah.
Honestly, great job from C9. Could have got away. Obviously, in this one, FBI is saying he doesn't want to risk that. As Ignar, nice stop on the recall from Vulcan there.
I
Gonna get
mean-
something back, but now he could be in danger himself. Tactical keeps hopping and skipping forward. The Rend at least gets a target.
This is wild.
XU wants to jump in. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. Tactical doing a good job making sure that Vulcan doesn't get grabbed by the Ishtal's impact. So Vulcan is still stuck in lane down here. XU is still hanging around nearby. Does have his
FBI's first
rock
shot.
ready to throw. Ignar steps forward. FBI eats half his health bar and damage from the turrets. Tactical goes in and Ignar goes down. Dignitas at least finally gets the kill back on a Vulcan as Tactical tries to stay alive against XU, who gets a double kill, but now he's going to die to the turret. Okay. As C9 will also take this chance, they are going for another early first Drake, just 5.5 minutes on the clock, and C9 will secure this one. Easy breezy. That's going to on top
Split
side.
map, going for a return gank here.
Yeah,
No flash.
remember, Thanatos still without that summoner spell. He knows there's no way out of this one. XU just playing the patient game, and they even give the kill over to Denethor. Nice work from Dig.
Advantage, but technically, Tactical's down the ultimate, and XU didn't spend anything, so we might see a scuffle here for these last 2 grubs.
Okay, Grubs, C9 picking up 1, Dig picking up 1, Blabber versus XU here in the pit. Nice, using the ulti coming in from Renata. XU stays alive with the Impale, but only for a moment. Cloud9 taking the kill on the enemy jungler. And that means they will earn themselves control over the last grub here as well, going up 2-1 in that count as Loki slithers after Palafox. He's already forced the flash away from the Anivia, and the twin as XU's down here in the bottom side, walks right past the control ward, but Ignar also on the potential wraparound play. Tactical has both summoner spells available, ready to go here, does get stunned up. Vulcan doing a good job trying to block that deadly flourish. Tactical stays alive thanks to the bailout, and FBI, the gun's spinning, but C9's winning. Beautiful timing there from of Cloud9. Happy to see it. And you know what? That's just going to earn them more control over the bottom half of the Rift. They will continue to run the show when it comes to neutral objectives. They will take Dragon number 2 with no contest. So they've won out 2 out of 3 grubs. They've got both of the early Drakes. There's still no Rift Herald to even speak of for another 4 minutes as Dignitas is looking to make a move up here on the top side. Thanatos is your target. Flash Frost follows the Impale for some chain CC, and Denethor goes in, committing the flash to guarantee they've got the damage to get the kill. Meanwhile, back over in mid lane, FBI will fall to a counterplay coming out from C9.
As long as Thanatos doesn't tilt, the team is in a good state, but he is getting heavily weak-sided this game. The map has been split against them. There were repeat ganks by Skarner early, then 4 people got sent to him, but while that was happening, his team killed the enemy AD carry, they killed bot lane, and they took mid plates. So C9 gets the advantage there, but Thanatos goes down once again.
Thanatos, your job this game, Thanatos is playing Helldivers. He airstrikes the team fight at the beginning, he's done. That's it. Everybody else, they're in the position to carry. Now Denethor's in a little bit of danger. Very nice Renata ulti flies through, hits 4 overall, but Tactical this time is not going to get bailed out. He didn't have the damage to kill off Denethor, so Dignitas gets a big punish. They'll not. But unfortunately for C9, they do end up getting a little bit punished there. However, they still do command that 2 Drake lead with a 2,000 gold Icing on that cake as Denethor barely staying alive for now. Does get a good knock away, but the Twin Fangs ultimately find the kill. Dignitas now trying to fight out however they can. Ignar with a flash over the wall to stay alive, but XU won't be able to say the same. Even though he had that protoplasm harness, that's not going to matter. And now Vulcan will tank up the turret damage as Blabber goes on a killing. The only one that really has a chance to bring them back from the precipice of doom is Denethor. And C9 seems to be thinking the same thing, trying to make a play on that Jace, but now they've got to be careful. Reinforcements showing up from both sides here as Loki is going to see Ignar also jumping towards the fight. XU backing away now as Vulcan and Tactical are ready to join the mix. XU eating multiple Twin Fangs, again trying to disengage, has to flash for the extra little bit of distance. Hostile takeover, Tax 2! XU and Palafox in danger as the Flame Spitter is cooking the Skarner, and he will burn down. Thanatos gets the kill on that one as the curtain call opens of the series, but Dignitas still having control over the Drake right now. Blabber thinking about using the Ball Breaker to jump on in, but no, the Drake is already secured by XU. Dignitas got the decent-sized component item over their counterpart. XU is going to be forced away from the Herald pit. It's another game with a pretty late Herald take overall, but C9 still just fine with it. They secure it without a
great tools to win the game unless they can find fights like this. This could be huge.
Okay, Thanatos is teleported in. Blabber goes for the Vault Breaker. Flash onto Denethor. There's your Fed Jace. Blink and you'll miss it. He's gone. Thanatos taking that kill as Ignar will be the next to go. The only silver lining here for Dig is that at least it's 19:30 on the clock and not 20 minutes into the game.
In from the Rumble as Blabber arrives. Really nice of them to give something back to Thanatos, as Thanatos is actually dead now.
Yeah, Dignitas just gave something back to Thanatos as Loki gets caught by the Impale, but there's no follow-up damage here from Palafox. His egg gets scrambled as Blabber's looking to burst him down. XU with the slam into the wall and the damage from FBI from downtown. Shut down as the fourth shot rains in. That's 3 dead on
They can control these zones with Palafox's Anivia if he can just stop them from walking in or get a pick. Oh, he gets hit!
Yeah, that's a lot of damage on Palafox, and he's already dead. Now XU's about to follow Dignitas right when it looked like they were in a decent spot. It all goes to hell, and the fire is hot. Dignitas lose 4.
You don't need to do this. They can just play in the river, prevent them from walking in. He doesn't have egg.
When you pull that thing back, eventually the rock goes flying the other direction, and now Palafox, the handshake just brings him into his own doom. Denethor, he flashes, he escapes, but with Palafox already dead, C9 once more has the green light. Just like you said, Jat, when the you can't engage champ is dead, guess what you can do? You
Kill
can
them
engage.
All. They all dead.
And XU is going to be a very scorpion-shaped pincushion right about now. Tactical gets the kill on that one. So C9 still with Baron, pushing up even further. Yeah, Vulcan's low. He will not die to that shock blast as Blabber goes all the way in with a cease and desist. Denethor dies, FBI follows, Petrifying Gaze isn't even needed. Now, yeah, you're going to have Palafox alive here in 10 seconds. You're going to have Ignar right beside him. But neither one of them will be able to punish Loki, who with his accelerated empowered recall just goes ahead, heads on back to base. Tactical's going to take the bottom lane.
They're brimming with confidence. Even after some missteps, they had some of those missteps in the top lane, but they're back on track now.
It's looking like the 9-year streak will continue here for C9.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. You know, Soul Point with an 11,000 gold lead. One could fathom the outcome that C9 walks away victorious here. Dignitas quickly running out of options, and unfortunately, that one yellow bar on the scoreboard, that one advantage that Denethor had has now been erased. Even Thanatos ahead of his counterpart as XU has to continue his retreat here. Yeah, he's got Kanik Rooker and he's got Protoplasm Harness, but he doesn't have much of a chance if C9 Focus fires him as they continue their push forward. QSS purchased for Tactical on the Callista alongside that Jack show you already mentioned. Just makes him so damn hard to kill. As now C9 going all the way in. Blabber deep into the back line there with the cease and desist as Palafox brings Blabber into a compromised spot, but the rest of C9 is so strong, they will just force their way into the enemy base. The curtain call may have opened up, but it's not finding much of a target here. Fourth shot being saved all the way to the end. Yes, it hits Loki, but it's not going to threaten anything lethal as C9 force their way through the top lane. They'll find that top inhibitor first and back themselves away.
Leader in all-time LCS assists. So that's
crazy.
probably going to happen this split if he keeps it up.
Well, Blabber's immediately leading the charge here. However, he may have gone a little bit too far. Resurrection will come through as the Guardian Angel is required. Everybody on Dignitas just camping the corpse, making sure that Blabber can't get out and run it down to about half. Remember, they got Callista. There's no world where XU should be able to steal this away as long as Tactical and Blabber are coordinated. Curtain call opens up. FBI shooting a couple shots over the wall. Baron secured by Tactical and C9. XU is stuck in the pit for now. We'll take a little bit of damage.
Make it. Denethor landed some good poke, but everyone on Dignitas had to reset, so C9 gets to get everything. Baron plus Soul.
From ahead, this can make Tactical very difficult to deal with. C9, they've already got that inhibitor down there in the top side. It's going to respawn in about 10 seconds. But the problem for Dig is, as soon as the top lane inhibitor respawns, the mid lane inhibitor is going to die, and then C9 might just walk it up to top side. The Dignitas defense needs to hold strong here. A little bit of damage into Vulcan, takes him down to about half HP. Thanatos pressuring the bottom lane here, and as Thanatos' pressure approaches the inhibitor turret, that means that Dignitas can't respond in mid. That inhibitor falls, and C9 looks towards the newly respawned top inhib.
Probably going to be a double inhib here, but you can still see, even with a 12,000 gold lead, it's kind of difficult to push into an Anivia, even if the Anivia isn't that far ahead herself. Getting some decent poke down, but they're going to be getting this inhibitor. We'll see how aggressive they get.
Inhib already gone. Blabber under a little bit of pressure here. First two shots already missed. Equalizer dropped on FBI's head, means the curtain call is canceled, and the handshake drags Ignar back out of the air mid-crash down. Dignitas having to heal up. Everybody chunked a little bit low as the minion waves from C9 barreling in through both top and the mid lane. Bottom lane also stacking up as C9 will have the resources to take out the last remaining inhibitor turret if that's what they want to do, but the Nexus turrets are already even lower. Tactical going to be focused here early on, but he hops right back over the crystallized wall. First Nexus turret already dead. Second one barely hanging on. Vulcan here on the front line. Vulcan mostly unperturbed as Dignitas continue to scramble, but they're not finding anything. Ignar wanted to make a move, but the Twin Fangs kill him off. XU gets a slam into the turret, ruins onto Loki. XU hanging on for now, but Dignitas' carries are already down. Denethor knocked over, and there's nothing left for FBI and XU. A double kill for Blabber. C9's gonna clean it up nice and easy. 28-11, 16,000 gold lead. C9 takes down Dig for a continuing 9-year streak.